What's up, folks? It's opening day. I am headed out to meet my buddy Hunter, not far from the house. He's got a spot that he really thinks he needs to be drove into to be able to get in sneakier. So I'm gonna go over there and help him. He's got a really nice buck that's been showing up, and I don't have any shooters at all showing up, really, or with any kind of consistency. So I'm gonna go over here and help him, and then he's gonna put me in the spot to see if I can shoot a doe. So I was like, well, that's all I really hope to do today anyway. So might as well go help him and try it over there.
He's gonna take me and drop me off back here on the back side of the property. I got a pretty tall 8-pointer I've been after for a couple years, and he showed up at 7:20 yesterday. So try to get set up on him without 73 does blowing me out before he gets there. 95% sure he's 6.5, and the only mature buck I've ever seen hang out with does as a security blanket, but you can't kill him if you don't try. So what about this one on the edge of the road?
I like that one a lot better.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Get up. I'd get up in that second clump as almost touching the pine tree.
Where the limb is?
Or just above it. Where did the deer come from?
Everywhere.
Hunter's rangefinder's in my truck. We gotta go back and get it.
We're going back.
You ain't making that shot not knowing he's that far.
Too late to go back.
No, it's not. That is freaking farther than you think. Just go back and get it. It ain't gonna matter.
I'm not going back and then coming back and then going back again. No.
Hunter, that first gap is 15 feet. You need to be 10 feet above that limb right there.
It's 35 foot. I'm not coming that high.
You need to be at the bottom of that limb right there. You say everything I do is a goat rope, and you're the most unprepared person I've ever seen going in to hunt the biggest deer of your life on opening day. Had all summer to plan it. Now you picking out a tree 5 minutes before you climb it.
These deer think I'm the food truck man, and as soon as I come in, 15 minutes later, they'll be in here eating. So I'm gonna get him to throw some corn out while I'm climbing the tree, and then come back in the truck in dark and scare them off and get me. See it?
Yeah, it's done switched 3 times in the last 10 seconds.
I know.
You don't know which way he's going in. He's telling me to go. I sure hope he kills it, but I think I'd have been a little bit more prepared. He's kinda got me in here kind of late. I mean, it's probably almost 6 o'clock. Fresh scrape right here. Breaking the fence up here. Some tracks right here crossing where the fence is low. Probably walk too much further. I think I'm gonna ease up that double tree right there.
Got in kind of late, but it's hot.
I could have swore I had a bow holder in my backpack, but I don't. So, looks like I'm gonna have to use the one God gave me.
Got the load out a couple times. Wind was swirling pretty consistently. So we're after a big tall 8 back here in the back.
Big.
Okay, a decently sized 2-year-old 8-pointer. I'm gonna try to give him a little dirt nap this afternoon. The wind's pretty good for it. We parked up by the road and walked in 75 yards behind us. My neighbor's got a goat barn with a fence, and the deer majoritively bed down this hill. So we got a pretty good wind coming crossways. I don't feel like the deer are going to go back to the road to try to get downwind, just open. Didn't bump anything on the way in, so I feel like we got in pretty clean. Had my tall 8 up here. Came out at 7:20 yesterday. Me and Tanner, I hunted him 2 weekends ago. Got busted by some does. There's a bunch of does in this spot. It's actually kind of odd that a mature buck hangs out with them when it ain't pre-rut or rut or anything. He tolerates them, which is odd. But there's a pile of them in there, 10 or more. A couple bucks and him. But tried to hunt him opening weekend and got busted by a doe. So me and Tanner came in here in the rain one day last week and got right off the road in this spot, about 5 yards. We cut a path through some briars, basically. You couldn't even walk through it, and put a blind up, and it took him a couple days, about 4 days to get used to it. Then he started showing up again, so we're about to go in here and ease in this blind. 4 seasons of history with this buck. I probably would have shot him with my bow in 2019, but definitely tried to kill him last year. Couldn't get him. He's smart, but we're gonna try to slip in here on him this afternoon. He's bedded down in this hardwood ridge, and there's a food plot behind me. It seems like he kind of feeds his way up and then goes into this food plot at night. Try to catch him slipping through. There he goes. Hey man.
Did you shoot him?
Yeah man. I think yeah. I think I got him, man.
Really?
I think that's right. It sounded good, looked pretty good. He freaking mule kicked and ran off back down to that bottom.
Dude. I can't, dude, he's freaking giant, dude.
Yeah, I know. It might be my biggest buck ever. It's by far my biggest bow buck. So I'm just sitting here. I've done seen 6 does. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, man, I hope I see this deer. I hope I get a shot. I've been hunting him for 3 years. Worked real hard. And I prayed for like a minute. And I was leaning down on the top cam of my bow. And when I opened my eyes up, he was standing. So he come in, he kind of acted finicky for a second. I just leaned back behind this window and drew. And leaned back behind this window and drew and eased up and squeezed it off. It looked like he was just barely quartered too. Hit him behind the shoulder, had the good pop. He ran off. He looked like he was struggling already after like 15 yards, so we're gonna we'll ease out here and see if I can find my arrow.
Dude, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get down. I'm freaking looking your way, bro.
Alright. I just got out from where I shot him. Right there. About 25 yards. And he went in right by that little pine tree over that overhanging bush. About half of it looks like it's broke off in him. Gonna ease on back to the truck. I think I got a pretty good shot on him. Tanner's on the way to help me track. I'm gonna go get my light. Looks like about 14 or 15 inches of air got off in him before it broke. I hope we find this deer, man.
Huh?
I hope we find him.
You smoking?
I don't see where, I mean, he was ever so quartered to.
Yeah.
And it looked like I tucked it right behind the shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally 50.
You probably hit just enough bone to not get a pass through. You probably.
I mean, he carried it 8 yards, and then I found the arrow.
What brought it? Mechanical or?
Yeah, it's a mechanical. Someone.
Well, let's go. Let's go look. I'm so happy for you, dude. Like literally, whenever you called me, I had freaking chills like I shot a big buck. Because I knew, I was like, there's no reason he'd be calling me right now, dude, obviously.
He was 3 seconds out of my sight when I called you.
Really?
And I was standing up in the blind doing like this. Oh my God.
The start's usually the hardest part. Normally we'd wait a little bit longer, but we're kind of racing rain. And it was absolutely flooding where I was, dude.
It was, I mean, it's been trying to rain over it.
You okay there, buddy?
There's a hole right there.
Is there? But it is flooding. I mean, right now, we're tearing up a camera and we're probably not accomplishing anything.
This is the perfect example of my life.
Mine too.
Shoot probably the biggest buck, gun, everything I've ever shot in my whole life. Get out, find my area, and then get back to the truck, you get here, and then the freaking bottom falls out of it. Call Scott.
Yeah.
Call Mr. Lopez.
Yeah, I can.
We just met Scott Lopez with Tracking Dog. I really don't think he's far, but I don't want to jinx it either.
That's probably what everybody says, ain't it, Scott?
Huh?
Is that what everybody says?
No, everyone says they double lunged it.
I can't guarantee I double lunged it, but where I saw it hit and what I found on the area,
Yeah, I got you.
Look at that blind right there. If it weren't for that blind, whew, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened.
Stay.
Or not.
Oh.
The tracking's great. The obedience, working on it.
It's better to have rain than it is to have super dry conditions.
That's, I mean, probably done washed off now. I had blood like to there.
Your knock's missing now?
Yeah, it flew off. I don't know.
A lot of times when you hit something super hard, they pop off.
You treed yet or no?
They're sitting at 70 feet.
Just chilling? Really? Treed? Dude, that deer's dead right there.
I kind of had a feeling that was what was going to
Well,
happen.
they might move. They might be just at a... If they don't move a lot, it'll say that they're sitting, but they ain't moving.
Let's go look. You can hear her chain. She ain't moving at all.
Good dog.
Dude.
He's dead.
Nice deer, man.
Dude, he's a giant.
Oh my god.
Holy.
Look at the mass on that deer, dude.
Hey, come here. Is he 130?
I don't know. He's big.
I think he is.
He's thick, dude. He's really thick.
That's what she said. Dude, come here.
Please don't mess his nose up. I love you for finding him.
Oh, dude.
I was sitting there thinking about how how much I wanted to kill this deer and how much work I put into trying to kill a deer of this caliber here in Georgia. Hard to do. I've been hunting a long time. And I kneeled my head down on my bow and prayed for a minute. And when I picked my head up, he was standing 30 yards away right there. Looking at the blind, I kind of thought he had saw me. He kind of acted a little spooky, then he calmed down. And he was slightly quartered to me. I tried to hug his shoulder and it come out. Feels like my broadhead's lodged right there, about the middle of his rib. Ran off. Broke about half my arrow off in him. Then I didn't have a great light with me in my pack, so found my arrow. Half of it was missing. There was still a little blood on it. Went and got a good light, and Tanner showed up about then. We came back, and then we got to look for about 2 minutes before the bottom just fell out and it started flooding, and it's still raining now. So Tanner's got a buddy, Scott Lopez, that's got a really good tracking dog. So we just backed out and called him. He was a couple hours away on another track. He got to us, dropped the dogs, they got right on him, and we were here in 5 minutes. The deer didn't go 100 yards. It's just so thick down here, we'd had to walk right up on him. And then so we got him found. That's a nice 6.5-year-old Georgia buck there. By far my biggest bow buck. I'm tickled to death.
The problem is you make him look smaller.
I know.
If you put a normal sized person behind him, you're like, that's a big deer. Here come Kozo.
Yeah, I'm right here on him.
What is it, Hunter?
You don't have to put this loading up, probably.
That's fine. Freaking monster, dude.